Hi, breathers. This is Tracy.
And Lauren.
And this is
The Air We Breathe.
I had our little theme song stuck in my head this weekend. And my daughter's like, what is that song you're humming? And I'm like, no big deal. It's just the theme song to my podcast.
And you flex in front of your 11-year-old daughter, and did she receive it?
She does not consider it a flex.
Oh, okay.
I was like, sometimes I've been like, hey, I found a couple sections where like Chachi doesn't swear that much. Chachi is Polish for aunt. Do you want to listen to it? She's like, nah, I'm good.
Damn.
I'm like, I understand now when celebrities, because I am clearly one now, as a Z-list celebrity, I would just like to say it is so true when they say that their kids don't care about their work.
I know.
It's like so true.
Same thing with work. Like anybody outside of this. I'm like, hey, they're like, yeah, I don't really care. I'm like,
I thought they were excited.
They do, but a lot of them are like, I don't like podcasts. And I'm like mine, listen to it, or I'm going to tie you down and make you do it.
So today we're going to go back to an old favorite where we're going to talk about what the 90s and 2000s did to us poor boys and girls in our body image and self-image, and why the smell of Noxema is still triggering to me, but also makes me feel beautiful.
It's very triggering. I have sunburn memories with Noxema on my shoulders. Ugh. It felt good, but it smelled so bad.
I don't think it smells bad. It just smells like failure to me. Like, you can't consistently do this to your face every day. You're tired. What are you doing?
It's basically Kid Cold Cream, dude.
But in Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, her cool babysitter always smelled like Noxema. And I was like, I want to be cool and smell like Noxema. And then the Noxema girls were just so fresh-faced and just like, what was that one girl's name?
She had curly hair.
Rebecca Gayheart.
She was the shit in the late 90s.
Yeah. She was like, is it Carrie Russell? No, it's Rebecca Gayheart.
It's a hotter Carrie Russell.
Oh, wow. You stand by that?
I do.
All right.
Plus, I think she dated a famous guy too. And I was like, maybe if I use Noxema, I'll get a cute guy too at the ripe age of 16.
Also, Noxema's been around for a while. So my mom was like, you know what you should try? Noxema. I was like, all right.
If my mom's talking about it,
I want to be beautiful.
If everybody else is cool babysitters using it.
I think the big overarching thing that I want to say I totally am slowly digging myself out of is the idea that as women, our looks and our beauty is indicative of our worth.
Yes.
That and it's pervasive. Like, nobody's going to listen to you if you're fat. Like, nobody's going to listen to you if you, I have a friend who's a lawyer, and her mentor lawyer was like, you got to cut it out with all those cardigans. No one is going to take you seriously with these cardigans on.
Yikes.
If my girl was a clothing item, she would be a fucking cardigan. You cannot take her identity from her. How dare you?
I just had a whole scene play in my head of everybody in my life and what their clothing choice. They were a piece of clothing. Who would they be?
Go ahead.
I feel like Bud is an ascot.
Really?
But Bud doesn't wear ascots.
But I feel like it's gentlemanly. I feel like there's structure.
But then what is Bud's actual ascot? What is the actual, is it the overalls?
Yes.
Because those are kind of male coded. You know what I mean? That's pretty masculine. I believe they're Dickies, the brand that you have. I'm not sure. Are they Dickies?
Oshkosh? Oh.
It's Dockies. Dookies.
Sorry, that was good.
So it does give the
that's your TCB outfit, dude. Taking care of business.
Yeah, made for the man who refuses to be uncomfortable.
Correct.
Oh wait, that was redundant. Made for men.
Correct.
Absolutely not.
And would you say that would be the equivalent of women nowadays stepping into their leggings and leaning into it?
I think it's where we want to end up is I'm not going to ascribe to any gender shit. Instead of being I'm not going to do anything feminine because I'm not about the patriarchy. It's I'm going to look any fucking way I want, and I'm going to pick my clothes any way I want. And your brain can explode because I don't make sense in this ensemble. For you, it doesn't matter to me.
Right.
That is the, I think that Gen Z or Gen Alphas are genuinely trying to move to a post-gender world, essentially.
Yeah.
Of just and
I do what I want. Leave me alone.
Right. And it's like, there's something to the like, I'm going to put some confusing shit on just for you. I saw a meme recently. The amount of plastic surgery Elon Musk has had is all
Lord.
gender affirming care. Yes. Like, you wanted a stronger jawline? Why? Because you're a man?
Correct. And you want to feel more like a man? And you want to present yourself as more of a man?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Did you feel entitled to have your insides match your outsides? The audacity.
I don't feel comfortable with Elon in my bathroom.
Yeah, same.
At any point. Right. So we need a Elon Musk bathroom. Like, you don't get to hang out with us. You hang out on your own. There you go.
Guys, it's America.
He is taking massive dumps all over our country. Yeah, you are correct.
We are all.
I'm still waiting. Everybody thinks he's like
the Gulf of America, also known as Elon's flusher.
Oh my God.
Bidet, sir. I say bidet. No, I can't believe I started out. I can't pass up a good joke. Okay, so I feel like worth was intrinsically related to cosplaying your gender, and that the more attractive you were, the more right you had to gender bend.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel and especially like weight too, because it's like, if a girl is thin and chooses to wear like a baggy flannel, that's a style choice. If a girl is thick, like thick, and wearing a flannel, she's just trying to hide her body. I struggled with being like that in between, where I'm like, I'm not so thick that it's like, this is my body, deal with it. Mm-hmm. So I don't want anybody to come under the false impression that I think I am thin. Like, I know that, like,
that was a fear. That was one of the biggest fears in high school for me. Is I wore I ironed my jeans. I had the crease in the middle. I had the Nike t-shirt tucked in. With the shoes. It was from a store underneath the Red Line. Okay, so it literally, like,
it was from a trunk outside the Red Line.
Right, fair enough. But I remember going to a store with my two friends in high school, and them saying, "Here, wear this," and it was a 1/4-inch sleeve, tight V-neck, gray stretchy shirt.
Oh, very Rachel from Friends.
Yes,
right
with a pink flower on the abdomen. Yes. So they gave it to me in the dressing room. I was like, this is too tight.
Yeah.
And I walked out, and both of them were like, you're buying that.
Yeah.
Because my first fear was, I'm going to walk out and everybody's going to think I'm fat and I'm trying to dress like I'm not.
Can I ask you a question? Mm-hmm. Were these girls black?
Yes.
I feel so much safer and more body confident around black people, even black men, than I do white women.
They don't body shame. And I think the biggest thing about even, having that confidence after them telling me over and over again, I mean, I went to the Lemonade concert with them, my friends, and I stepped out of my comfort zone. And
oh my God, you looked gorgeous.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But I was so uncomfortable that I had to have my friends tell me, dude, you're banging.
Like that. Gas it up.
Yeah. But then by the end of the night, I was like Carrie in fucking Sex and the City, feeling myself.
Yeah.
And it was great. But then in the same token, I'm like, where did that lack of self-worth come from, where I can't even put on a cool fucking outfit and feel good about myself? Like, why am I always thinking about somebody at this function is going to think I'm fucking trying too hard, or I missed it, the fit check didn't hit, something's going on, and I will feel like shit about myself for the rest of my life.
And the worst case scenario is you didn't clock yourself first.
Correct.
Like, it's at least fine if I can like preemptively be like, I know this dress is kind of tight, or I know whatever. And then they'll be like, no, you look great. But if you think you're doing something and then I look bad, wow. Part of it is that consumerism and like the beauty standards, which are unreal, literally.
Unattainable and unreal.
You're convinced there's something wrong with you because every beauty thing is like to fix a problem.
Correct.
And that's like what the problem actually is.
Well, it's conditioning your brain to not see yourself through your own optics, to see yourself through everyone else's optics.
Yeah.
I can't dress like this because I'm going to make somebody feel uncomfortable. And it's like, then that will inherently make me feel uncomfortable and I will have a shit time. So in order to feel comfortable, I'm going to wear jeans, my shell toes, and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
That makes me feel comfortable so I can be my authentic self. So I don't have to feel pressed down by everybody else's, fake perceptions of me.
And what's so interesting is that a lot of times it is not what you're actually wearing, but how you're wearing it. Like,
fucking amen.
I, as a suburban mom, surprising no one, I spent a lot of time at the community pool over the summer. It is one activity that the whole family can agree on. Some of us are in it for the soft pretzels. Some of us are in it for the water. Some of us are just there for living for the Adult Swim moment. I can be like, bye! And just go dead center in the middle of the pool and just float.
But I get my confidence from those too. Like I'll walk into one of those pool situations where in the summer they're full of people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to wear this bathing suit. I don't want to take my t-shirt off. I walk in there and I sit down and there are women just living. They're just vibing, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Where can I have some?
And I can look at a woman who is, if I'm comparing, I'm like, oh, I'm actually happier with my body than their body.
Correct.
But I still think they look better in the like, I'm still like, I would not think these vile things about you.
No.
Like, it doesn't elicit that feeling in me. It used to.
It used to, yeah. Definitely.
And sometimes it'll still hit where I'm like, mm-mm.
Well, sometimes, yes.
But also, I see, you know, as a former middle school teacher, I clock all the little kiddos and their body language. The boys are just living.
They don't give a fuck.
Little fat boy titties out and just jiggling, and they are much more worried about that Nerf football that they're going to catch. And good for them. You are growing. Your body is going to change a million times. You're out here being active. No.
But you can tell the body language with the little girls.
Well, so then the girls, I'm like, if you just stood up straight and acted like you were fine, you would look fantastic. But 1,000%. Instead, you have your arms crossed over then don't wear the bikini. Not because you shouldn't, but because, like, if you're just going to be uncomfortable the entire time, that is worse. But you're like, I need to wear the cool thing, but you don't look cool in it. It's
because
like,
you don't feel cool.
Yeah. It's like, I don't think I can pull off a hat. And I've been told many times I can.
Same.
But in certain situations, I'm like, I'm just not a hat person. And I can see the hat on somebody else and be like, I can't. And I think I need to realize nobody's paying that much attention.
There it is.
And like, that is the lesson.
I wasn't a hat person for the longest time. And then my cousin bought me a hat for my birthday. And I live in that motherfucker. I went to Florida and I was like, I'm wearing my hat. But you're wearing leggings and a t-shirt. I'm wearing my hat.
Right.
And I was comfortable and I felt good about it. And guess what? I like my hat and I like the pictures of me in my hat. But I'm 44 years old and just 2 months ago was the first time I wore a bikini in fucking public. And I was cool. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, I really wish I would have been cooler or not cooler, cool with it more.
Yeah.
Back then, it would have been, anyway, don't want to bring the party down.
Bud, produce us. Bikini. So Bud has cut us to the quick and really informed us about Girl World. Apparently, the secret's out.
I mean, I feel like exposed.
So, what was that movie with Mae Whitman, like Deb or something? It was like Duff.
Yes.
Designated Ugly Fat Friend.
Oh my God. Unlocked a complete brainworm. Sorry.
I cannot tell you how many times, even as an adult, I have looked around a table to make sure I am not the Duff. And sometimes I decide I am.
I am on multiple occasions.
But I don't think you are.
In high school I was.
Again, I didn't.
No, and that's the thing. It's all about what we think other people think.
Yes, exactly.
And it's so fucked up.
Right. So yes, I do think that there are certain girls who have pretty privilege, but you can't rely on your own belief in how you look. Because that is another thing that it drives me nuts, the trope of she doesn't know she's beautiful. That like we're not the Bella Swan of it. I'm like reading this chick filth every time.
Like the Joey from fucking Dawson's Creek.
Yes.
Like if you're okay, I'm just gonna tuck my hair behind my ears, then I'm gonna bite my lip and be like, "You think I'm pretty?"
And it's like because
I'm not pretty.
If we know we're pretty, then we're gonna be too intimidating. So like
it'll hurt the men.
You as a man need to inform me of my beauty, so that it is almost a gift you have given me. The man has to awaken it, and you're like, somebody finally saw me.
Then I must be beautiful. If Dawson said I'm beautiful,
yeah. Guess what, ladies? That is the last time he's going to attune to you in the relationship. That's it. You're not going to feel seen again.
Nope.
That was harsh. But I hate that. Like, it's like there's I hate to quote this person, but there is a Kanye quote that is, they want me to be great, but they don't want me to say I'm great. And as much as I don't like to have this man be the voice of reason, that is very true of women. Because remember, one of the worst things you could be called to was, you think you're all that.
You're not all that in a bag of chips.
Yeah. Yeah, she's all that. Turns out.
You have to be all that, but you can't know that you're all that.
Yeah. But she can't know she's all that. Don't tell her, but she's all that.
By the end of the movie, she's definitely all that. But she still doesn't know. But the man knows.
Introducing all new Friend Jeans. Friend Jeans will quickly become your new favorite jean. Why, you ask? Each pair of Friend Jeans comes complete with a bulbous buddy of the same gender who is double your waistline to walk next to you. Friend Jeans make you look slim and feel confident. How could you not feel great while a giant bulbous tub of lard stands next to you? Friend Jeans will be the only clothing you need. Make a friend. Make Friend Jeans.
Let's dig into style a little more. Twin Day. Do you ever have a twin day?
Spirit Week. Yep.
And you are not the thin one in the group. And they're like, you know what we should all do? Or I've been on the other side of that. I will acknowledge, like in high school, we'd wear something and it was like low cut. And there'd be like the ones of us that look like we had something to be low cut. And then somebody else that's like, I can't even fill this out.
No, yeah.
So there's always like comparison. It's like you're never enough.
Correct.
But like
you were to make feel bad
Right.
because you had something that somebody else didn't.
Oh my God. I'm gonna trigger warning. Honest to God, trigger warning. I'm gonna put you in an unsafe place. Are you ready? Picture it. TJ Maxx, 1997. You need a dress for a function tomorrow. The time has come. It has to be one of these.
Are you talking about my junior prom when I went shopping? No.
I'm talking about a universal experience of one of the levels of hell of being a girl.
Ugh, try doing it with your father. Like going to fucking Marshall Fields and getting your junior prom dress.
Rich!
The only reason is because he got a gift card from work. But going to a Marshall Fields and getting your junior prom dress with your dad.
Well, your dad was a special guy. What did he say? I feel like he'd be gassing you up.
This is now that I'm thinking about the memory, I'm in there, and it's like he was pulling out these dresses. And as a 16-year-old girl, 17-year-old girl, I was like, there's a hard line to walk. One side, I'm like, I don't want to hurt my daddy's feelings because he took me to Marshall Fields and he's spending money on me, and I'm so grateful. Then the other side was like, my guy, put it down.
But what were the concerns with it?
We're talking like, I don't know, 1984 heel fluffy sleeves with sequins.
They're just ugly.
Oh my God. Like he was dressing me as if I was still 8 years old, which was also adorable thinking back as a 44-year-old woman. But as a 17-year-old, I'm like, put it the fuck down.
Yeah.
Like I ended up getting something that was both age appropriate for a 17-year-old and a 25-year-old. Which I thought was a good medium.
Was that the blue one?
The black one with the cape.
Oh, yeah. With the
cape. I rocked that fucking... Listen. Bud's looking at me like I'm crazy. It was dope. And I wish I still had it. It was a thin, crocheted, tight long sleeve to the floor jacket. The fit vibe. Mm-hmm. Like I was there.
Yeah.
And even thinking about that was, in my mind, I was like, this slip dress, I cannot wear by itself. And then another 4 girls in high school, I was like, they could.
Yeah.
I got to wear this jacket over my arms because my arms are horrible.
Yes.
And I don't want anybody to see my butt or my hips. And the first thing that, came in my head is like all the women in my life would be telling me what parts of my body I need to not show because that's going to give the wrong impression.
Yeah.
I'm a big girl trying to look cute.
Right. But first of all that does is get you fucked up about how you look. Yeah. And then also you clock the one girl in the bridesmaids dresses. That's a whole nother level. That is TJ Maxx TJ Maxx before the dance for adults. That is Twin Day on
David's Bridal
steroids.
Fuck.
I would also like to just issue a personal apology to anyone that stood up in my wedding. Chiffon fabric didn't really get cool in bridesmaids dresses until after. Mm-hmm. And I just apologized at how shiny the fabric that I chose was. It was in fashion at the time. And I was very forward thinking. I let you guys pick your necklines.
That's fair.
Pick your lengths and all this stuff. That was very forward back then. But I look back now and I'm like, ooh, 2 years later, and I could have had them in something beautiful. But that was just not. I got married at the young age of 27. I'm so sorry I rushed.
I would also like to apologize to anyone who stood in my wedding, because I'd also chosen a nice satin finish garment.
Yours was also bodycon.
But it was definitely to the floor line, not A-line, not ruffled, straight. The color was cute. Shut up.
It was fine. It was like a burgundy raisin. It wasn't that bad.
Raisin color. It was dope for October.
It was absolutely
we won't talk
not
about that.
The worst.
No, it wasn't the dress, but what I wasn't thinking about.
Oh, wait till you
were my genetics and the women that are related to me that stood in my wedding. We got, as the kids call it, gat, which is ass and hips, and this straight line, like. It showed everything. And it was definitely, I didn't think about that. I do apologize at the stress that it might inflicted on my bridal party.
Okay, so it's very interesting that you would say now you felt bad. I had completely blocked this memory. This is how our friendship ends because I've remembered it. I've recalled it. It's like a satanic cult in the 80s, except it's just you being mean to me about my chub. I'm like, Lauren, this is like kind of tight. And you're like, well, aren't you going to wear Spanx? And I was like, I can. I had never worn Spanx before, but I'm like, yeah, I can wear Spanx.
Oh my God.
And you're like, well,
savagery.
Problem solved. And then you were done with my problem because you were the bride. You were a bridezilla.
I was a little bit of a bride. I had a lot of stuff going on.
Everybody does, babe.
I know. I was, okay, how about
you
this?
weren't the worst.
I was not mentally or on a maturity level prepared for a wedding at that time of my life. And I watched the show Bridezilla and Yes to the Dress, and I modeled.
Aspirational.
Modeled after. I had nobody else to go from. I was like, I'm gonna be one of those bitches. But the thing is, it was almost like I was worried about my dress and the fact that I had a corset and all these layers, and I gained 16 pounds after my final fitting. So when you were like, it's kind of tight, I'm like, suck it up, bitch.
Yep.
I'm wearing 3 layers of fucking Spanx right now. You're gonna be okay.
I looked good actually in that dress.
All of you guys were banging. Like you guys were awesome. Everybody, I will have to say the choice of dress did actually accentuate the woman body. If I'm gonna say that correctly, it accentuated all the positives of a woman's body. Everybody looked good.
Lauren has been taken to task. Damn. So the question so kindly posed to Lauren, which was very, very,
dude,
very
I loved
nice
it. I feel like loved.
We grew up in a very like heroin chic
era,
and so there for the time, was it progressive in 2006 in the world of low rise jeans and no hips for you to be like dad ass though.
Wow. Because I guess that's what I always thought was considered beautiful in my own mind.
I think that's also because you had a diverse population of women around you.
Yeah, I was not I think I wasn't invited to the party of heroin chic, so I was like, well, fuck y'all, I'm gonna go to another party. It's awesome. And in this party I feel welcomed, seen, and adored for my body.
Yeah.
And seeing everybody else with that same silhouette, I was like, look at us.
Yeah.
We look good.
Right.
And I don't know if that's, it's kind of that web I just stepped into was very much like, why should it be that way? But also, am I wrong for thinking that we all killed it? Even though there was a lot of stress in the beginning of how it was going to fit everyone's singular body.
I think that you did the best with what you could. You did the best with what you had at the time.
Yeah.
Like, I think you were thinking about the rest of us, but you weren't empathizing with the rest of us. So you were like, no, I know they're all going to look good in this. They're going to put on Spanx and they're going to shut up about it. And then when I'm right in the pictures, like, boom.
Yeah.
However, like the now version of that would be like, hey, here are like a few different options. I'm fine with like I just want this material and then go
color.
with what you. Yeah. That is the ultimate. Because as someone who's like been a bridesmaid during a lot of iterations of my life, like had to go to a fitting super pregnant and then be like, I'm like crying at Nordstrom because the dress they had talked me into was like way too big now. And like I needed it tailored in certain places and whatever. And they're like, you can't return, like you can't tailor it. You can't return it. It was like a whole thing. And we finally got it figured out, but it was like,
that's stressful.
Like I didn't have any choice in this timeline. I didn't have this choice in anything. And it had like these like chiffon like straps so you could like strap it up anyway. So I thought that was kind of cool because I could do, but still nonetheless to wear identical.
Lavender, I remember, like mauve.
It was like a purple like an plant.
They were really pretty.
They were really pretty. But it was just like in my state, it was really hard to navigate that. Do you know what I mean? And it's also like if you have a mixed bag of people standing up, it is hard to find something that works for everyone. But if you don't want to have to put in the work to find something that fits everyone well, you also don't want to give up any control. If I was that type A, I don't know what that's like. I'm type B minus, but like, do you really want somebody looking like they're sausaged into something? Or do you really want some girl who has to pull up her dress constantly because she can't fill it out? Like, think about the long game. And maybe you just don't care. You're like, that is their problem. So I think maybe that's it. Like, if you grew up in a space where you could be like, you're going to wear this and you're going to like it. You know what I mean? Like, were you over
what you just described our childhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how you played it.
Yeah.
What you're not going to wear Spanx. And I felt like I'm the Mother Teresa of brides. Everyone picked their own neckline.
Everybody was shook how I tailored that dress, though. I slapped in that because it was a slip with about 3 inches of a different color fabric on the under of the dress. It like made the dress longer. It was cute. Everybody got the slip. When I took it in to get taken in, I just told her, sew the strip on the end of the dress. I don't want to slip. And everybody's like, well, where's the slip? I was like, I had her sewed in. And they're like, what? I felt pretty cool about that.
It was basically like a dickie for a bridesmaid dress.
Made me feel like it was deep cuts, bro. I didn't think this was going to get that deep.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah. There was a bridesmaid with us that was actually impressed. And I remember I was like, shit. It was like one of the first times I was like, I can rock with these bitches.
I
had a good idea.
It wasn't about the style at all for you. It was about the ingenuity.
Yes. That I thought of it. Nobody else did.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, brought a gun to a gunfight.
Hey breathers, this episode of the pod is brought to you by Yummy Nail Polish, the nail polish that can also be a snack. We know it's time consuming to be both glamorous and satiated. Now you don't have to choose. Make your phalanges fabulous with new flavors like Hunger Pain Purple, Lightheaded Lime, and Fall Down Fuchsia. Yummy Nail Polish, 10 reasons to skip a meal.
Something else I'm thinking about in talking about style and in talking about body image, a lot of it really is entrenched in racism and classism, right? Like, it was much easier for somebody with the right body and the right bank account to achieve this look. Like, we were already at a deficit if we didn't fill out the clothes the way we wanted to, or couldn't buy. Like, I am here to tell you, I am different sizes in Old Navy versus Gap versus Banana Republic. That is the same company. But I am paying money to feel good. I'm paying vanity prices because I'm down 2 sizes when I go 3 doors down to the
Yep. You feel better about yourself. I'm a size 12 instead of 14 or 16.
And it is better tailored. You're going to look better in it. The first time I found a Calvin Klein dress at TJ Maxx, I was like, this is why people pay for these things.
I'm still holding on to that Ralph Lauren dress, that wrap dress. I know damn well that dress is way too tight on me. Does it still look good? Yes. Am I comfortable in it? Not really. Do I have to wear help? Spanx from the T to the chain.
It goes past your chain.
Fair. T to the knee. But I'm still holding on to that dress because it's a Ralph Lauren wrap dress and a size 10. And it still fucking fits. I'm not getting rid of that shit. That's not going in my black bag and going to Goodwill. Never.
Dude, for real. I had a pair of jeans that was the smallest size jeans I ever, like, I had this pair of jeans that were a size 6, which was like, what? In theory, they were on my body. I think I got a UTI after wearing them. Like, they were painted on me.
That's valid.
But it was like, I got these on my body and they are staying on my body. Like, I do not care.
You cannot take this away from me.
Thank God for baby doll tops because my muffin top was all that whole grain low fat.
That's fucking funny, dude.
Yeah.
So it's with the low rise, dude, oh my God.
What were they doing?
What? I don't understand.
You know why?
So divisive.
Low rise really hit a lot of things because it's like, you got to be thin, but you also can't be old. Like, we don't like old either.
No.
Because let me tell you something. If I tried to put on a pair, even if I was in tip top shape and tried to put on a pair of low rise jeans, you would real quickly know that I had a C-section. Like those would be lower.
You are separate. This is divisive. Like you have to be, if you're 35 wearing low rise, you have to be without children. You have to not eat more than one meal a day.
Yeah.
You have to drink that meal.
See, but I don't even know that it's that. I think a lot of it is fucking genetics.
Genetics, yes.
Like I think that we look at celebrities and think, wow, celebrities have it so together that they're so thin and they're so whatever. And to some degree it is like J-Lo has a team of people working her ass out on the daily.
Yes. She's not doing that by
Right.
herself.
But also like she has to because she's no Leonardo DiCaprio. Like she doesn't get to have a dad bod. Like if she wants to be dating at her age and like she has to.
Doesn't she have like one more ring to collect before she snaps her fingers and half of us disappear?
I don't know.
So she might have to keep that body banging until she gets that last
Did she get
stone.
2 separate rings for Affleck or was it the same ring twice? Like
2 separates.
well, she does get 2 separate rings.
Yeah.
It's the engagements, not the men.
Correct. She's Thanos.
You know, sometimes when men are in prison, women will write to them and they eventually fall in love and get married. So maybe it's like going back to Diddy. You know.
That was good. That made my nipples hard.
If you stay guilty, you don't have to get guilty. So yes, that was totally for you. There's your special interest. Shout out. Also, do you know why models are partly why they're so thin?
Why?
Because it costs less to dress them on the runway. Like if I'm putting
Less
together
fabric.
less fabric.
Fuck.
That's why we're
Less
all
labor hours.
That is all why we. That is
Fucking
it. It's
capitalism.
always capitalism. It always goes back to
Fucking
capitalism. Yes,
And then
and racism. It goes back to the isms,
well,
right?
we got to put the less fabric on the girl with an unattainable body type, right?
Yeah.
Gorgeous, had thousands of dollars put on her body. Less fabric to pay to make that outfit.
Yeah.
But now I can take that print that I have, put more fabric on it, and charge the masses so much money to try your hardest, girls, to look like
Right.
Kate Moss
Yeah.
and a size 0
Yeah.
plus. It's really, and then tax it because we have the pink tax. It's
also like you're just waiting to find that traveling sister of the traveling pants,
Yes.
where you're like, I know, because once in a while there'd be that unicorn where you're like, this fits me correctly, and you're chasing that dragon. You just want another high.
Yeah.
The high in that the one time in that TJ Maxx dressing room when even under that light and under duress, your sweat's glistening. And you're just like, wait, is this it? Am I done? Do I get to be done shopping and look good at the thing?
Did I win the big boss?
Then you put it on again later and you're like, what was I thinking?
Remember when it was cool in the mid 90s, late 90s to go to, I don't know, Goodwill and go thrifting and buying cool clothes for school? We couldn't even have that. Once the masses figured that out, they made Ragstock. They made all Urban Outfitters. They made all these places for us to go shopping to find the same shit at a thrift store and charge us 3 to 4 times more. But if you were the cool girl, if you had the money and you had the wherewithal, I shop at Ragstock. I don't go thrifting, and it's literally the same style. They stole that from us too.
Well, and then when thrifting became like popular, they were like, you know what we're gonna do? We're going to charge you more because we cut a bunch of holes in this sweater.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm here to tell you, again, as somebody who taught middle school, like the shit that looks good in the mom blogs, you try to pilot that around some children. I have a sweater that I got from the Chelsea DeBoer collection, who is a teen mom, but it's like distressed. And I like stuff like, oh, it's a sweater, so I can wear it to school, but it's distressed, so it's like cool. And all the moms, the other ladies liked it. My students were like, what happened to your sweater? It got to the point where I just would make something up every time. Wolverine, right on Euclid. Crazy. Not caught in a fence. Barbed wire, man. Next, kids.
You should see the
overnight moth hatchery. Everywhere. Yeah.
Oh my God. You said moth hatchery. I'm sorry. You sent me on that.
It was like Target meets Mad Max.
Tired of fighting the uphill battle against time? Tired of the constant struggle to fight growing older? Out of options of how to look like you have the skin of a fetus? Then you need the all-new Da Young, a brand new product from the makers of Uldan and I'm Over It. Da Young is a revolutionary new technology that reinvents the oldest beauty trick in the world. Da-Young is easy to use and comes with step-by-step instructions. Step 1. Take the Da-Young applicator knife out of the box. Step 2. Dip the applicator knife in the organic, non-toxic, locally sourced acetic acid. Step 3. Drag the applicator knife across your throat, wrist, or inner thigh. Step 4. Repeat as needed. Results will not vary. Consult your local serial killer for questions. Refunds not offered. Terms and conditions apply.
So speaking of style, have you seen the film Miss Congeniality with one Sandra Bullock? For those of you who have not, Benjamin Bratt and Sandra Bullock are FBI agents.
Pew, pew.
She is a very masculine energy. Like she doesn't do any like grooming. She doesn't care about like picking
Kind of like
her
a tomboy, you would say,
but to the point of like fuck you,
tomboy in a good way,
right? Like I'm here to work.
Yes. You want an FBI agent?
Yeah,
I'm Detective Starling.
She overreacts to something and kind of gets put on like desk duty, and she really wants to be in charge. Da 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 da. And she keeps trying to find ways to help because there's this beauty pageant that has a bomb threat, and she clearly is like value added already.
Oh yeah, she's good at her job.
She's so good at her job, but
Yes.
they treat her like a joke. And she's like offering all this information, and they're like, oh okay. But then they realize how they can use her, which is she's the only one that would look good going undercover in a beauty pageant.
Because they look at her and they're like, huh.
Well,
Maybe if we do this to her and that to her, she could actually pass for Miss Congeniality.
They had what can only be described as Cher Horowitz from Clueless level technology, where they just could queue up full body pictures of everybody on the FBI staff and somehow undress them and then put them in a dress.
I'm remembering the movie as you're talking.
Because they do
about
it to like the
great.
captain.
Yes.
Although, weirdly enough, his socks were still on. Socks and shoes stayed.
Yeah.
Cool. So
Nobody wants to see those.
They could basically have x-ray vision. And it turns out she's a hottie with a body.
Yes.
So now all they have to do is completely change the packaging. I loved this movie. I don't know if are we still allowed to love this movie? Because
yes.
But I feel like the messaging was that you're going to get more respect if you dress the part. Like she started getting pretty privilege. Like, spoiler alert, Benjamin Bratt realizes like she's the one.
Oh God.
Would we go so far as to say he thinks she's all that?
And a bag of chips.
But she can't eat them.
Nope.
Because that was another thing. Is like they kept cutting her off from eating anything.
Oh, she would. Yeah. Even when they were at the brunch, she's like, and you're going to eat all that?
Yeah. And I loved how she was like, yes, and so are you. Like, let's eat pizza.
Oh, she was trying to bring everybody with her.
Yeah.
Like, come on, you guys all can do this.
Right.
I think that the interesting part, the movie is just playing in my head in the background now. It's she didn't let the look go after the assignment was over. That's another thing.
But
like,
I think
she kept it.
But she made it hers.
Yes.
She didn't. I feel like because here's the thing. Like, she was probably getting a lot of positive affirmation, and like if it made her feel good about herself, like I think she let herself get in touch with that. Like like we were talking about before,
she made the outside match the inside.
Yeah, like that was the idea of like she didn't think she could embrace any of the feminine.
She gave it up. That battle was not worth the fight.
Right. So loved that message, continue to love that message. The problem with kind of all of those makeover movies of that time is that they were choosing actresses that they had to make ugly, either through horrible putting glasses on them.
No, not plucking her eyebrows.
Boys don't make passes at girls that wear glasses.
Ew.
Yeah, like not doing all of the things. So really the messaging to all those movies is just like, girls, can you take better care of yourself so we can look at you? Yeah. But like, guess what? These girls were all already part of the universal beauty standard. They just were hiding it behind like bad styling and supposedly bad grooming.
Correct. But then on the same, like thinking about it, they were like, yeah, we'll just do this and do that, whip her up, wax her out, she'll be good to go.
Yeah.
And then marching her to the specialist that the FBI hired.
Yes.
And the FBI hired specialist beauty consultant was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I think it was really it was very introspective to how ignorant men are on the upkeep and the amount of work it takes to even remotely look like a pageant contestant.
And actually, now that you're saying that, I think part of it too was like, oh, you think you can just like, this is not a lipstick on a pig situation.
Like it change the person.
Yeah, like she needs to learn to speak differently.
To walk in heels.
And I think so that at the end when she kept her like sort of feminine whatever. She went back to talking like herself. She went back to acting like herself.
She was walking by her, like the way she did not sacrifice who she was because of the dress she was wearing.
No, it like awakened something
Correct.
in her. So I think the issue I take with Miss Congeniality is really more in the male characters of like, you didn't notice this person who was like a crack FBI agent because
she had a unibrow.
Like, you didn't take her seriously because she wasn't she's just trying to be taken seriously
because she's modeling men. Right. If I want to be a good FBI agent, I have to be the guy's guy. I've got to burp and eat the donuts and spill the shit on my shirt and not give a fuck.
So it's like she became more authentically herself when she stopped trying to say no feminine anything for me. But like, that was still inside of her and she just wasn't.
It made her
congeniality.
Right. She found out that I am a woman.
Yeah.
I'm okay with being a woman and I like the attention I get when I dress feminine.
Yeah.
And that also shows the other side of the coin, right?
Yeah.
Because you should be okay. If you want to present yourself as female, you want to wear feminine clothes and heels, that's still okay. But make sure you're doing it for yourself and not for men will love me more if I do this.
Right.
Yeah.
Or that's what I should do.
Yeah. I've already am a boss bitch at work and I do my job very well.
Yeah.
But now I'm comfortable in my femininity.
They're not respecting you anyway. So like, this is the fact that you think you need to just like be one of the guys. They're not they can see through it because you're not being authentic.
Right.
But I will say, like, now I feel good about Miss Congeniality because it also did the thing of, like you said, like with She's All That, it was like, we're going to cut her hair and take off her glasses and put her in a nice dress.
Correct.
But Miss Congeniality was like, there's going to be a majority of this movie where we're just like, she's at the Emerald City. We are scrub-a-dub-dub. Like, this is a weeks-long process.
Well, and they were fighting with her the whole time. She didn't go into it without kicking and screaming. Oh, the talent aspect of the pageant, I'm going to teach self-defense.
Right.
And it was like teaching all these pageant contestants, like, what was it? The solar plexus?
Yeah.
She was teaching them how to fight. Sing.
Solar plexus, instep, kneecap,
and
groin. Look at, now we're all safe because of that. And another kind of revolutionary thing was she wasn't doing it for a man either. She was doing it for the job.
And she was empowering women because she's like, you guys cannot look weak like this.
Yeah.
You don't know the dangers that are out there. Yeah. I've seen it. I'm an FBI agent. You need to learn how to protect yourself.
Yes.
Like she was Mother Hen and all the pageant contestants were like goslings.
Yes.
And she's like, I have to protect you vulnerable, weak women.
Well, and also they liked her much more the more authentic she became.
Correct.
So like the more she became, so we really didn't watch like a makeover. We watched a like discovering herself.
Correct.
Oh my God, this movie is a gold mine. Everybody watch Miss Congeniality. Oh, the sales go up. We'll know it's us.
Promotional consideration provided by Red Glamorous Magazine. This month's cover story is how oral sex will help you lose 10 pounds. Girls, you won't have to suck it in if you suck him off. Remember, pick up the latest issue of Red Glamorous Magazine.
Oh, all right. I have a little game for you.
No, you don't.
I do. So I've got a couple of trends that were specific to a decade.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a trend, and you're going to guess which decade it came from.
I'm going to be terrible at this. I'm
excited about you.
Can you tell me like what the span of decades is?
I will give you the three. It's we're talking the 90s through to 2010s.
So like I'm either going to tell you it's from the 90s, early 2000s or after 2010, like the 20-teens.
The 20-teens, yes.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay. Chunky highlights.
Oh, like skunk highlights?
Yes. Like the zebra, like the black and blonde. If you want to get.
I'm picturing Ginger Spice. I feel like she had and definitely Christina Aguilera had
Yes.
I'm gonna say early 2000s.
You'd be correct. Ding 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 ding. Yeah.
All right. And whose fault was that?
Oh, dude, there's so many are to blame. Who to put fingers on all of them?
Also, for those of you who are like, these ladies are old, what we're talking about was where you would just have large chunks of blonde. I mean, it was like they didn't use foil.
No.
They just used a paintbrush.
Yes.
It was like Tom Sawyer did my hair.
It was literally you were wearing a barcode on your hair, dude.
Do you think
black,
it was
blonde, black, brown, blonde, black, brown, blonde?
Do you think it was like I want to make it clear I've gotten highlights, or do you think like the technology just didn't understand highlights yet? Like what? Why?
I think it was both. I
Yeah.
think it was a statement. It was considered
'cause
bold.
Do you know what they call when you have highlights and you have two like framing your face? You have two like lighter
Like face framing
pieces.
highlights.
Yeah, but they're called a money piece in hair. Refers to a face framing hair color technique where the front strands are lightened to create a brighter, more noticeable look, often with a higher contrast than traditional highlights. They call that the money piece because it makes you look rich.
Ooh.
So I think part of it was a status symbol to be like, look, I got highlights. Because it wasn't commonplace back then.
No. And you know, like, it's the same thing with kids now when the drunk elephant fucking bronzing stuff. If you have this, you're higher status.
Yes.
In society.
Yes.
Yeah. I have chunky highlights, so look at me. I'm Hannah Montana. I'm Christina Aguilera.
Mhm.
I'm, you know, the list can go on.
I'm dirty.
I'm dirty.
Okay, got another one for me?
Oh, dude, there's so many. Blue eyeshadow. Not so frosted, because we know the frosted is not.
Yeah, that was like very 80s and 60s, actually.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 90s.
You would be correct. Look at you.
Yeah, look at me.
You're doing
I
really
had
good.
blue lipstick in the 90s, too. What was I doing?
Well, MAC has a famous frosted highlighter blue, cosmic blue color that people like. They're trying to bring it back, dude. It's not working.
I mean, I just feel like some of these things looked really good in like the Delia's catalog or in
Yes.
17 magazine, but in practice, like I remember
Chunks of glitter just falling off my face, bro.
chunks of glitter and
Blotting was a must.
also like in the real world when you try to like take this shit for a test run in Chicago public schools, like I remember wearing a pair of like thigh highs with shorts and Mary Janes like first day of 7th grade, and it was like, what are you, trendy?
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm sorry.
Well, damn, I was trying to be before you called me out,
Yeah.
asshole.
Right, it's like stay in your lane. Like we don't wear thigh highs at Rogers Park
Kick him in the throat.
with my thigh high
I'm
foot.
just saying.
So yeah, that was the other thing, is like you couldn't really pull off. Some of these things were like for the runway and for the photo shoot. They were
Mhm.
not meant to be paraded around your 6th grade classroom.
Why are you? This is geography class.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Be realistic.
Correct. Yes. All right, I got a harder one.
Okay.
I don't know, man. This would have stomped me.
Okay.
Bronzer.
2000s.
Damn. Good girl.
Apparently I had my finger on the pulse.
Apparently. You were up on those trends.
Yeah.
I didn't get set into bronzer and contouring until like 2 years ago.
Contouring, I don't think became mainstream. And now contouring has gotten out of control.
10 years ago, it was unbelievable. It has calmed down progressively over the last 5 to 10 years.
Well, yes, because now even
the pandemic put some water
and
on
like
that shit.
10-year-olds learned how to do it.
Mhm.
But like the problem for me with contouring in life and on TV is like what looks good on TV does not read in person.
No,
There was this one girl on Love Island. Did you watch Love Island?
I've seen an episode. It's like Bachelor versus, it's like Temptation Island where they all go to.
It's its own beast, but yes, it is like, yeah, there's like a lot of people dating a lot of people, and yeah.
Sounds like a swingers fucking paradise, bro.
It was.
Like all that is just swinging. Like it's a key party and on TV. It's crazy. The whole idea, like I'm down for going on an island with a bunch of other singles, but like the motivation behind that, I don't know, man. It just seems like, why would you even put yourself in that situation?
Right. And then they're crying and you're like, no shit.
No shit.
Like
you got your pants on that day, put your shoes on,
Yeah.
brush your damn teeth, and you took your own ass
right
to that interview and to that fucking audition. I don't want to hear not one sniffle
right
about how your feelings got hurt because Melissa got Brad's love before you did,
right,
because your nipples didn't show out of your bikini. Get the fuck out
on day two.
On day two.
Okay, so Hannah is the girl that was from Love Island USA.
Okay. Hello, Hannah.
The Ariana Madix season, where she hosted from Vanderpump. She did a fantastic job, by the way. I stand. She crushed it. I loved her. But there was this girl, Hannah, and her makeup. I don't know if the girls all looked at it and were like, what? Or if they went and watched it later and were like, that was not what.
So now I'm going to look her up.
Yeah. Okay, here, let me find her.
Oh, no.
No, it's Babe. I'll send this to you.
No, I got that. I think I got that one.
It almost looked like purple gray under her cheekbones. And it was like it was like layered cake. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
So it was like, not only did it not do what you intended for it to do, but then it was like you got to see behind the curtain. Like, this is the amount of effort she put in to try to change the shape of her face.
She looks like she tried to impersonate Lil' Kim after that poor girl got out of jail.
Well,
like I'm looking at this picture right now, and cold take.
Yeah.
Give yourself a hug, man. The makeup's not doing it.
It's not.
It's not. And you no matter how hard you try, right? Like,
but
love the nose you're in.
Love the shit people are trying to do to their noses. Like, I don't know. Maybe I have good nose privilege. Like, but what?
What are you doing?
That is to a point. You have just drawn it to it, but you look like the Tin Man, motherfucker. What is happening?
On one side, I'm like, the artistic prowess you have.
Yeah.
Why are you wasting your energy on makeup? You could be selling paintings. Number one.
God bless. You're a shapeshifter.
Bless.
Congratulations.
You're a shapeshifter. We cannot let them know that we can shapeshift. Now, you have completely gave me an optical illusion with the amount of highlight, foundation, and bronzer you put on your face. The thing that and this is me, I'm sympathizing. Take it for what you will.
I will.
But if I'm a man.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I am gonna see you on this island, and we find interest in each other. You look good. I wake up next to you, and your face is on the pillow. And number one,
the jig is up.
The jig is up, right? You woke up. You two people.
Yeah,
we're talking about fucking the movie Split right now.
Yeah. Oh, there you are, Peter.
Yes. And on the second, I was like, he should be able to be okay with that. It shouldn't be that shocking. But on my end, if I wake up and I don't have my eyebrows on, people are like, oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Right? And I get that. That's why I don't leave my house without my eyebrows. I'm sorry. If you know me, you know I care about my eyebrows. There's a level of my eyebrows are gone. Your whole face is different.
Yeah,
babe.
for sure.
Your entire, you got an eyelash hanging out over here. You wake up. How do you expect that to be received?
Well, there's the additional level of you're also on TV.
Correct.
So the makeup, I don't think is for these men. Maybe it is, but it's also for the camera, but it didn't play on. Like, I want to know, and I'm sure it's on the internet somewhere, if she looked bad on set and nobody told her, or if the camera, you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
she had HD makeup on, plus her own brand. Not her brand, but her own, every day.
God. Can I tell you the invention of HD TV? And it's actually a funny story because the first time our TV broke and my husband he went out and got an HD TV and he's like, you have to see this. Cause the TV we had before was like a tube TV that they were going to throw away at his work, and we carted it home on the train and whatever. So we had,
moving on up.
Word. And at first he turns it on and it's like, I don't remember what it was. It was like a newscast. And I'm like, ugh. Some people were not meant to be up that close. So it did open my eyes to oh wait, these actresses, you have pores. I can see zits now.
Oh my God.
Damn. That brief moment before makeup caught up and filters didn't catch up and you're like, I see you, bitch.
Dude, you could see the glue on some of these women's eyelashes.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, there's a team of people that make you look like that. It's just me.
Yeah.
I'm
on my own trying to do this.
And I'm killing it.
Then I was like, I don't really get HD. And then he changed it to the Food Network. And this is from him retelling it. He's like, you just got slack jawed and kind of glassy eyed and just slowly sat down. And I was like, I understand now. Next stop, smell-o-vision. What? I am there with that. Oh, those pancakes are in my house.
Could you imagine? Picture it. Chicago, 1994. We got rid of the tube TV in the household of the Lauren household.
The Lauren household.
If we found ourselves in the middle of, I don't even know whose store this was, somewhere on Clark and somewhere, flat screen TVs.
Oh yes,
that were still tube.
Was it one of those where if you were standing up, you couldn't exactly see it? Rich people TVs where you had to be
rich people TVs. Yes. I'm talking about the ones where you first saw the tube, and it was the tube flat screen TVs. Maybe it was 96 or 97. But I stopped and was stuck in front of this wall of TVs because I can see the waves and the leaves.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is the future.
Wait, the first time I found out about the fact that when we were watching TV on a square TV, we were missing like sections of the film because films are done in like
Widescreen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, wait. And then I couldn't unsee like when they would show it in widescreen so there'd be black bars. I'm like, I can't.
See, I hated the black bars.
Yeah.
And I would get like red for filth because I went to school for theater.
Yeah.
And with theater students, you have film students. And they're like, what do you mean you've never seen a movie on widescreen? You're missing half the movie. And I'm like, bro, but I have ADHD and I didn't know it yet. And the black bars really bother me.
Yeah, I can't tune them out.
I can't.
I just feel like you've taken my screen and made it smaller.
Correct.
How dare you?
Correct.
Okay, you have any more?
I have one more.
Okay, I'm ready.
Let's see if I got
I'm surprisingly doing well at this.
I'm impressed. Glitter.
Just like in general?
Everywhere the glitter.
Like body glitter.
Body glitter, hair glitter, eye glitter, lip glitter.
Sticky glitter substance.
Glitter everywhere.
2000s.
Wrong.
What?
Gotcha, bitch.
Got me. What was it?
The 90s.
Really?
Yeah, it's like 98, 99 is when it really like...
Right. All right. You're right, but ugh. Come on. The Y2K arena.
The gel.
Oh my God.
You can use for your lips, your face, your hair, your neck, your legs, your arms.
Ugh.
Dude, glitter. I remember going to my friend's house in high school and her having like the stack of different color glitters.
Oh, where it was like a little
screw cap.
That was so popular.
It was so popular. But I think that the iridescent, I'm a parrot, let's be honest, and I have ADHD. So it's like anything glittery is like, yes. I want it all over.
I was very into it as well. Body glitter, and I would wear it like on the sides of my
eyes.
But it would migrate very quickly down to the rest of my face.
Correct.
Also, it would get all over like you're not trying to have some kind of sneaky first kiss when you are covered in fucking glitter.
No.
You're coming out of that 7 minutes in heaven and people know.
Somebody's going to know I touched you.
Or they absolutely know you didn't even get near her because she still looks like a disco ball and you are matte and crisp.
Not a crumb.
Not a crumb.
Not a glittery crumb.
But also, it was a sensory nightmare because that shit never dried and it stayed sticky. So, like, I would put it on my eyelids and then it was like work to blink all day.
Yeah, you could feel it like...
Yeah. It's like, nope, stay open.
And it migrated. But Lord, did it migrate in one straight line? Like, you did not look the same as leaving the house as when you brought your ass home.
Right. And where were we going? Gym?
Geometry?
What were we? Why did we need to be covered in glitter?
The stage of high school.
We were just merely players.
We were just merely players in the stage of high school.
It was nice to be shiny, I guess. But for me, it was the sensory issue. I'm like, this doesn't feel good on my body. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Oh, it was the worst.
Like lip like when they first started trying to do like all day lipstick, and it was like
Color Stay by Revlon.
And they're like, you're gonna put this on. It is gonna suck all the moisture out of the first 6 layers of your epidermis, but it's the color you want. I was like, absolutely not. I don't care about looking good as much as I care about never feeling like this again.
And you couldn't just reapply. You had to scrape it off your DNA and then reapply it. It was bad news.
It would be easier to just poke tiny holes in my lips and let it bleed all day.
1,000%.
It'd probably be more comfortable.
So I'm gonna jump ahead with this. All these trends that looked huge. Yeah. How do you think it would bode today? Do you think there's an age limit on some of these trends?
Oh, wait. So do you mean like
some of the stuff they're trying to bring back?
Yeah, so it's cyclical.
Yes.
Okay. If you got to do it the first time, like, do you only get one chance? Like this shit now, we're old enough that we've seen all these trends before. Yes. And I think to some extent, like that's always the case, right? Because I was wearing bell bottoms in the 90s. Oh my God,
the shit we heard from your mom.
They were my mom's bell bottoms.
Yep.
This is a good question because I was very into combat boots and slip dresses and shit the first time it came around.
I remember.
And it's maybe been about like 5 years now where that like came back into fashion. And I grappled with it for a while because I am like, oh my God, I am looking at these middle schoolers in like my dream fits. And I finally was like, you know what? I can do this one. And so I went ahead and like got myself the combat boots. I definitely thought about like an age appropriate version of
I was going to
it.
say, did you tailor it to meet you today? Or
Yeah,
did
like,
you
I
try
wasn't
to
like, let me
recreate it?
No, yeah, I definitely didn't like go into the teen store and try to buy the teen clothes. So back to your question, I think, yes, there are some trends. The first trend that came to mind on your list that I was like, not today,
Not up.
would be glitter.
Yes.
And not for the reasons you might think, because it wouldn't be like, I'm just too old. That would be weird that I'm wearing glitter.
No.
Because I could find a place to wear glitter.
It settles bad, man.
It settles into the cricks and the crevices.
You didn't have when you were in your teens and 20s.
I mean, when I tell you, the first time I came home and closed my eyes and I'm like, why is there like a line of eyeshadow? That's new. Is it the brand? Oh, no.
That's your skin, babe.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe she's getting old. I was like, what? What happened?
It was the freaking the full coverage formulas are now like, I can't wear, glittery luminescent shit. I try.
Yeah.
But like every year it's like, ugh, I can't do, I have to do more matte.
Well, and like the girl on Love is Blind, where her makeup probably looked good at first glance, but then the more you were knitting your eyebrows together and having feelings, it settles, and then you're like, I look like an angry old woman. And like, they'll put in makeup as that I shouldn't look like an angry old woman.
And the reverse that like I'm going through now, which is more, thank God for Pamela Anderson, like her marching around without a stitch of makeup on her face and still fucking like nailing it. I think that she felt more comfortable. She felt more authentic. She's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
And I think the persona they had of her was a dumb blonde.
Yeah.
Because I did watch a documentary on Netflix about her.
Yeah.
What I took from it was she doesn't want her kids thinking their mom's a dumb blonde.
Yeah.
And that makeup doesn't make the woman. Yeah. And, kudos fucking snaps for her.
Yeah.
Because she's still doing it. I appreciate the space she's holding. Yeah. And I also am grateful for the receiving of it.
Yeah.
Like, whereas where we were growing up in the 90s when she was a buxom blonde, so help me, if anybody tried to do that on the carpet, they would even be called a lesbian.
Yeah.
Or somebody who just is crazy and doesn't care and they're B-list.
Yeah.
Oh God, no.
You know what else is interesting is like, I like that she does it and juxtaposes it, like you're saying, on the red carpet. Yeah. Like, it's not like she's like, I dressed down. She's like still wearing
she's
a
being caught
dress.
by the paparazzi.
She's
it's red carpet looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, but I'm just not going to do the makeup anymore.
No.
Because it doesn't serve me.
No.
And like because Alicia Keys did that and she definitely pulled back, but I think now she's starting, I've noticed her like integrating it more.
What a difference 10 years make, babe.
Yeah.
I mean, Alicia Keys did it not 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And now there's this
well, because
push.
it's one thing for Alicia Keys, who is like ageless.
You can't tell that she's wearing makeup or not wearing makeup.
Right.
And Netflix has
I know. I feel like
blessed
people
her.
were like, she's not wearing makeup. I'm like, well, that's just a flex.
Right.
Right. I mean, good for you. The message
Full
stands.
flex, bro. But
also, like, your genes tell me that like this was not. There's no thoughts and prayers. You were not so brave and so strong. Just because, I'm sure in the industry, she probably got a lot of shit. But to the outside regular person, I'm like, you're
still hot.
You're glowing.
Yeah.
Your talent shines from within.
Correct.
But Pamela Anderson has aged.
Yes.
And she's just not hiding it.
No.
And that's the fact that I feel both so happy and so sad that she is like, it is an act of revolution. Like, she is a disruptor.
Mm-hmm.
And all she's doing is not putting makeup on. And it's jarring the first time you see it.
Well, the first time, right, you almost get triggered, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, girl, no. Like, you feel uncomfortable for her.
Right. But then once you, like, give yourself a second and, like, try to push through that discomfort, you're like, actually, yes, goddamn, I apologize on behalf of my visceral reaction. Like, that was capitalism.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was misogyny talking to you.
I didn't mean for that to squeeze out.
Yeah. You know what else is kind of fucked up? I was thinking about this. Like, they'll have 30-somethings play high school students, right? But if you're not in a teen movie, you're a mom. Like, Rachel McAdams was 26 playing a 16-year-old. So, number one, the expectation of women in Hollywood is that you need to look 10 years younger so you can get roles that whatever. But also, we want to be able to sexualize high schoolers, so we need them to be real women.
Oh, yeah.
You can be cast as a high schooler who looks like they're an undercover cop, or you can be somebody's mom who's probably like 7 years younger than you, but you have to play their mom.
That's crazy talk, man. That's wild.
We are not allowed to age as women.
Oh, no.
Like, the beauty standard is young.
Mm-hmm. It stops at 30.
When things say like anti-aging or like reverses the signs of aging, what? No,
The biggest lie. Really? For a second?
yeah, in the
And for who?
a brand I really like has Sabrina the Teenage Witch trying to sell me this like putty basically, and she puts it on her forehead on one side and the fine lines go away.
Mm-hmm. I know exactly what you're talking about. In real time, it makes all the lines go away.
And I actually really like this brand. So I thought about it, but then I'm like, wait a second. You literally just spackled in the lines.
Mm-hmm. What happens if you sweat?
Yes.
Like, you would have to swipe your fucking degree on your forehead before you even put this shit on.
The amount of layers then.
Dude, it's primer.
Yeah.
It's
like, do I really? It's twofold. It's like, A, what happens when I'm not constantly policing this ecosystem I've created on my head?
Instead of creasing one layer of makeup, you're creasing 5. There's no amount of full coverage.
Yes.
That is going to stop your what the fuck lines.
Right. And also, like, is the amount of discomfort I am causing myself by wearing essentially like cake makeup worse than the discomfort I would have felt that somebody might notice I had lines on my forehead? I think maybe not.
No.
Like, I'm not up close in HD.
No,
Nobody
you're
but
not.
me is noticing these things.
Somebody would have to zoom in to talk shit. And if you're doing that, the 44-year-old Lauren is saying, I live rent-free in your head enough for you to zoom in on my face.
Yeah.
That's fan energy.
Yeah.
That's not you hating on me. You are obsessed with me. Getting older shouldn't suck as bad as it does. I think it's amazing.
It's the physical parts of it that suck bad enough. The fact that you expect me to pretend it's not happening on my outsides too? No. I'm supposed to cover up these wrinkles and then just pray I don't have a hot flash?
I think that's why Hollywood like tries to stop everything before like 40.
Yeah.
Is because at that time, we are literally fighting a war inside our minds and bodies, and it might show in our face.
Yeah.
We might sweat on screen. You might have to bring the makeup girl out here to dust my forehead because I'm having a hot flash.
Right.
But do they want us to hide and just forget we exist until perimenopause is over, and then we could be a mom or a grandma?
We'll be a grandma.
Grandma at that point, yeah, correct.
We could be June Squibb.
Correct. Jane Fonda.
Nobody is Jane Fonda but Jane Fonda.
Yeah,
God bless her. National treasure.
Nobody talks about the fact that like you're going through a second puberty, stage in your life.
The war that my body is waging on me. Are you kidding? I should be allowed to just eat fruit and have people carry me around at this point.